Welcome back to the Six Pennies podcast. Albert and I are going to talk today about celebrities.
Let's do this.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Well, I was trying to figure out with my wife. We were talking about some celebrities and trying to figure out who was considered an A-lister, who's considered a B-lister, and then me and Alby put together a little list of some current actors and some actresses. We focused on the actors first and separated them out between A, B, and C listers. And we just wanted to talk about some that we disagreed on because we had some discrepancies there. Anything else before I start?
No, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Okay. So A-list actors, some that you just think of automatically is like Leo and like Matt Damon, Tom Cruise, right? One of the ones that or two of the ones that I really thought were A-listers, but you didn't, were Denzel Washington and George Clooney. Why do you... Actually, let me share why I think they should be A-listers. When I think of an A-list celebrity, one of the things that I think about is when they are at a Lakers game and you see like all the celebrities on the big screen and they wait till the last one. Last one is like Jack Nicholson because he's been there forever. But then they always save the best for the last. And the last one before Jack is always Denzel. And I think like Clooney would be there too. How come they don't make the cut for you?
Yeah, so my criteria is a little different. It's a little more what have you done for me lately kind of thing. Denzel, at his peak, he was definitely an A-lister. He probably was maybe like a top 2 or 3 actor in all of Hollywood at his peak, but I feel like I haven't seen a good movie, or he hasn't been really prolific for like a decade now. So Denzel,
Decade?
Yeah, Denzel to me is like, if you ask anybody who's like under 20 years old today, that little kid wouldn't be able to name you a Denzel movie. And same with George Clooney. And I mean, George Clooney is, he's great. I actually really, really respect and like George Clooney on and off the screen. I think he's really, really talented, and he's also, altruistic as well. But other than that, same thing. Like, what have you done for me lately on the screen? I think the last movie I watched of George Clooney that I thought was really good was, I think it was Up in the Air.
Yeah.
That was a really good movie, but I don't think that was even like, a Hollywood hit. It was more like an indie film, kind of.
A little bit. That's with Anna Kendrick, and it was really good. He hasn't done that much lately that's been that good. He was in Gravity, but he wasn't like the big star in it. That was Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
But Denzel's had a few things recently. He's in Fences, and he's in like The Equalizer. And
what is Fences and what is The Equalizer?
Fences is the one with
Never heard
Viola
of these
Davis.
movies.
It's like Oscar nominated, and
Okay.
all right. And The Equalizer is like a ridiculous one where he just like kills a bunch of people.
I
cool.
lied. I did watch Magnificent Seven.
Was that bad?
But that was really more for Chris Pratt.
Oh, you love Chris Pratt now? Interesting.
Chris Pratt's not bad. Denzel, yeah, I mean, it was actually all about Denzel in that movie.
Oh, really?
But, he didn't really move me.
I guess that's okay if you're only about, like, what have you done in the last year or two. I don't know. I just think that they've earned enough goodwill or, like, enough stardom over the years that they are still definitely A-listers. The other guy that I think is an A-lister that you didn't was Ben Affleck, and we've talked about that on a previous podcast. Like, I don't think you think he's as good, but with all the the directing chops and just being Batman, like I think he's an A-lister.
I think he's an A-list douche, but other than that, I'm not sure if he's an A-list like Hollywood superstar actor. I mean, he's definitely had a lot of peaks and valleys in his career, and he's on the upswing now. He might be like already peaking and already going back down to his valley, but Ben Affleck for me, I just don't see it. I still don't even think he's the best actor in his family. I think Casey Affleck is better than him.
All right. A couple of the other guys that we disagreed on were Mark Wahlberg and Channing Tatum. I said they're both B-listers, and you had them as C-listers. I was pretty surprised by that, considering how much you like Marky Mark. And this is a eye test that I use for these celebrities, because if you saw them walking down the street, you'd be like, I think we'd be like pretty blown away and really excited to see them. We would be like, oh, these are huge stars. Uh, why don't they? How come they're not good enough for you?
I mean, all these guys that you've listed, I would be really, really excited to see them on the street. It's just, for some reason, for me,
You wouldn't be excited to see Ben Affleck. I know that for sure.
yeah, because he'll be like drunk and just talking about Tom Brady or something. Like, didn't you watch that Any Given Wednesday with Bill Simmons?
Yeah,
It was,
I did.
Like, what
That was a bad one.
what was his issue there? That was, I don't know. Anyways, back on topic. Mark Wahlberg, you're right. I really love. I think he's hilarious. I think he's. I feel like he's just like an average guy, and he made it. But Channing Tatum, on the other hand, I feel like he has no acting like chops. He has no skill, no talent whatsoever.
Wow.
And so
None?
to me, Channing Tatum is like one of the most overrated guys in Hollywood.
I don't know if he's like. Do people think he's incredible or something? I don't. I think he's cool. I think he's has some good movies. It's pretty funny, like in 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, his roles in Jump Street, 21 and 22 Jump Street were pretty funny.
He's pretty good in White House Down when Jamie Foxx is president.
Honestly, that movie was forgettable. I don't.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
don't remember that? Did you watch like Olympus Has Fallen?
Wasn't that like around the same time?
Yeah, they like came out right around the same time as the same thing. Like somebody's taking over the White House.
Okay.
And there's like a guy going in and killing everybody. So that was Gerard Butler.
I wonder. That's Gerard Butler.
Yeah. Do you like Gerard
Interesting.
Butler? Is he a B-lister?
He's another
Or
C-lister.
Yeah, he's probably
to me.
C. He's not that good.
Yeah.
Gerard Butler's like really ugly too.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Underrated
that.
thing about Gerard Butler. is that
Underrated.
He's ugly.
I'd say the best thing about Channing Tatum is his wife. She's hilarious.
All right. A couple other old guys that I threw in there probably because of the legacy thing, kind of like the Denzel Clooney, is Tom Hanks, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman I have as B, not as an A, but Tom Hanks I still have as an A because he just makes such good movies all the time.
I mean, for Tom Hanks,
But I guess he's not as big a star.
yeah.
Like he makes good movies, but I don't know if he's like, you saw him down the street, you'd probably be like, oh my god, Tom Hanks.
Actually, no, I would be really excited if I saw
Oh,
Tom
really?
Hanks. Yeah.
Would you be more excited to see Tom Hanks or Morgan Freeman?
By far, Tom Hanks. I am not a Morgan Freeman
wouldn't you
guy.
go to Morgan Freeman and be like, hey, can you record like my voicemail outgoing message?
No,
or
I'd be
something?
like, why do you talk so much, and why do I hear your
It's
voice
good.
everywhere I go?
It's fun to listen to, like in March of the Penguins and Shawshank Redemption. He just narrates everything.
It's terrible. Tom Hanks, the reason why he's not an A-lister for me, I mean, I guess if you give someone like a Lifetime award, then Tom Hanks would be like front and center. He is probably like top 5 actor of all time, arguably, to be honest. But as of right now in 2017, same test that I did for Denzel and George Clooney. Like, if you ask my 14-year-old cousin, like, she's not gonna know who Tom Hanks is.
So who do you think? Do you have any that you can think of, actors that you think are up and coming that'll be an A-lister in the next like couple of years? Like I don't know, who are some of the younger guys like Michael B. Jordan or Miles Teller or like Chris Pine, like Chris Pratt, all the Chris's?
I mean, I think right now is Chris Pratt. I think the upswing that he's currently on, like he's gonna be like Harrison Ford.
Oh.
Actually, isn't he gonna
Harrison
be like
Ford.
isn't he doing like Indiana Jones or something?
I think there were rumors about that. Oh yeah, he could be an Indiana Jones.
But I think he's gonna be like Harrison Ford big, like in the 80s and 90s.
Or like Bruce Willis or something.
Yeah, like just that huge action star that is also like kind of funny. Yeah, that's very Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
Isn't Bruce Willis more like Channing Tatum?
Don't ever put those two in the same sentence ever
No?
again.
Is Bruce Willis really high up on your list for like 90s actors?
He's not
or-
high up, but Channing
just like
Tatum is
Channing.
just that low.
Is Bruce Willis better than Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford owns Bruce Willis.
That's because he has like more iconic things like Star Wars and
yeah,
Indiana
Han
Jones,
Solo
right?
and Indiana Jones.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on to the ladies, the actresses. Um, the obvious ones for us were Jennifer Lawrence and Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, for sure,
Like,
A-list.
that's an easy one. And the other one that I thought was really obvious was Scarlett Johansson, but you disagreed. Scarlett Johansson, I think, is like one of the biggest female stars, and like she passes that eye test. If you saw her out there, if they were doing the Lakers game thing and she was there, I don't think she goes, but she would be one of the last ones there.
You don't think she goes to Lakers games?
Does she?
I feel like she would go.
Maybe she does.
Scarlett Johansson.
I don't watch Laker games, so I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, Scarlett Johansson is kind of like the girl version of Channing Tatum. They're
okay.
They're one-trick ponies. They may be like good to look at, easy on the eyes, but like, what have you done acting-wise? Scarlett Johansson.
In like Lucy. And obviously the Avengers movies.
Okay, Lucy was a terrible movie. I actually watched it. Yeah, and the only reason why Scarho is such a big
Scarho, it's ScarJo.
Oh, ScarJo. Sorry, for some reason I made that J silent. I'm sorry. Sorry, ScarJo. But
Latina Scarho.
Because she played like a Latina actress in one of her movies.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. But
I don't know what movie that is.
Yeah, so the only reason why her box office numbers are so big is because she's in such huge movies. It doesn't mean she's like, that great.
I guess. I also think like Angelina Jolie and Jennifer Aniston should still be A-listers, but you put them firmly in the B category too.
Definitely B. This is the same thing as Denzel and Clooney. They really haven't done anything recently.
If that's your criteria, that's true.
Yeah, and I think Jolie was probably the definition of A-list back in the day. Like she was making like $20 million a movie. Aniston, for me, she's an A-list like TV actor because of Friends.
Yep.
And what she did with the role of Rachel, but movies like she just had the same role over and over and over and over again, and so I don't think she ever even made it to the A squad.
Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's one of the interesting questions because we have very few TV actors and actresses that we even debated on here because I guess TV is just, I don't know, it's just a little bit lower level. It's, the silver screen instead of, the big screen. But
until recently.
But it's like blurring the lines, right? Like Kevin Spacey became a huge TV actor now after always being like in the big movies. So I wonder if that's going to flip-flop soon with a lot of other actors and actresses doing, TV roles like True Detective, McConaughey, and Woody Harrelson did.
Yeah. Until recently, nowadays TV stars are basically movie stars too. Speaking of which, I'm actually very interested in a new show with Tom Hardy, who I really like.
Oh yeah,
it's like I forgot the name of it, but it's on FX. I definitely look forward to watching it.
Tom Hardy's awesome.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. He along with Chris Pratt are, I think, potentially can be A-listers in the future.
The show's called Taboo.
Taboo, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's. I've heard some good stuff about that. The other girls that I wanted to talk about, one of the main ones was Anne Hathaway, and you had her as an A-lister, but I only put her down as a B. I think she's good at acting. She's in some good movies, but I don't think that she's as big a star as J-Law or Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, I mean, stardom-wise, she's not up to Jennifer Lawrence, but I think if you just grade her on talent, on the range of what she can do, I think that if she wanted to, she can just be like that, superhero type of actress, but she picks...
I can't imagine her ever being a superhero actress.
I mean, she killed that Catwoman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
it's a little different.
And then you've seen her in like musicals. You've seen her in indie films. I think she doesn't.
She's got good range.
Yeah, she doesn't try to be that A-list superstar Hollywood actress. And so to me, that's why she is my A-lister.
Okay. Always going for the underdog.
It's true.
The last one that I want to talk about, or I guess two people, is Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, because they're in La La Land, and I loved La La Land.
I still need to watch La La Land.
Actually, maybe I didn't love it, but it was good. And Emma Stone, I strongly dislike in general, but she's in so many movies, and she was good in that one, and I think she might be on her way up and up, at least into the B category.
So she's currently in your C category.
No, I think she's in B now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's firmly in my C category.
Really?
I don't think there's
Still?
any way for her to move up. But again, I haven't seen La La Land.
And so, what about Gosling? Where would you put him right now?
I think he's
I don't think we even ranked him.
He's a B.
He's a B. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's a firm B. He's legit. I love him in Big Short. I didn't like him in the one with Russell Crowe that just came out. Nice Guy, Mr. Nice Guy.
The Nice Guys.
Yeah, that was, to me, I didn't like it. But Ryan Gosling, if he wanted to, I think
moving up, man.
Yeah, if he wanted to, I think he could be in the Chris Pratt category and get into the A list for sure.
I think Gosling is going to be an A-lister in the next year or two, if he isn't already.
Yeah, it's all about whether they want to. That's the thing.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think like Jennifer Lawrence, I 100% believe she wants to be a big star.
Don't you think like 95% of the actresses want to be like a star?
I do not. I 100% do not, because I think some people
75%?
Maybe 75%. But there are people who are just in it because they are passionate about it. They're not in it to.
They just want to do real acting. They don't care about the startup.
Exactly.
Like Kevin in This Is Us.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all we got for A, B, and C list actors and actresses. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at Six Pennies Podcast and Twitter 6 Pennies Pod.
Thank you, guys.